Welcome. Today is Monday, October 29th. Before we get started, Matt and I would just like to say that our thoughts and prayers go out to all the victims and their families of the community of Pittsburgh, as well as the victims and family of the passengers and crew of Flight JT610, which crashed off the coast of Jakarta, Indonesia this morning. All right. We start off by congratulating the 2014 Detroit Tigers on their 2018 World Series victory. The stars aligned and pig flew this weekend as Matt had a successful golf outing. While the trade deadline looms in the NFL, some players are on the move to new teams while others try to skip out on bar tabs. We discuss paying student athletes and, of course, recap this past weekend in football. Let's go. This is the Matt and Muse Show with Matt Hensler and Adam Musinski. Welcome back to the Matt and Muse Show.
I should have read.
Why?
It's Jakarta.
Jakarta? What did I say?
I don't know, but it wasn't that.
Jakarta? I don't know. I was like, we should probably say something, so I'm going to say something, and I honestly did not even find
This should have ran it by me first.
Did not find the phonetic way of saying it at all, as you could tell.
I mean, I don't know how else you would say it.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
Apparently.
So, yeah, we'll just start off with it. World Series, man.
World Series, man. What an exciting 5 games of baseball.
Tigers, baby. We get a banner?
No.
Dang.
We don't deserve anything. Yeah, if you missed the World Series, it was great. If you haven't heard yet, for whatever reason, the Red Sox won. They beat the Dodgers 4 games to the Dodgers 1. Game 5 was the clinching game. They won 5-1. David Price pitched Game 5, and he finally pitched well in the postseason. It's been a long time coming since he's been able to pitch well in the postseason. So it was great to see. He pitched against Clayton Kershaw, former Great Lake Loon of ours, which is always good to see. And Kershaw, once again, pitched terrible. Found out today, Clayton Kershaw has a ERA above 6 in games, elimination games.
Yeah. Heard
which
that
is absurd, absolutely absurd. He's one of the greatest pitchers in the history of the MLB. He has an ERA above 6 in elimination games.
So, in my estimation, then, that would make him not the greatest pitcher because he's the greatest maybe regular season pitcher, but not the greatest pitcher overall.
Yeah, okay. I mean, but still, it's one of the greatest pitchers in the history of the MLB because he's the reason they got to the postseason to begin with.
Yeah.
And he pitches well in other games in the postseason.
Just
not great, but not the elimination games. But somebody did make this point to me earlier today. It's kind of skewed because in an elimination game, you're going to pitch your ace.
Of course.
So you look at your list of pitchers who don't do well in elimination games. Of course, they're all going to be good pitchers.
That's true. That makes sense. Yeah, even if it's on short rest or something, when you need the win, you're going to throw him out there because he's your best option, or he's at least supposed to be.
Yeah, in theory. But still, he pitched bad. No. Price pitched very well. Former Tiger. Wonderful.
4 on that team, right?
Oh, yeah, and the GM. Steve Pearce of the Boston Red Sox was named the MVP of the series. He had 3 home runs, 2 in Game 5 and 1 in Game 4. He batted 333 for the series, and he won a truck.
Nice.
So good for him.
Was it one of those Chevy Colorados?
I didn't see which one. I was sort of in and out of consciousness at that point in the night. It was tough for me to stay up that late. The World Series was fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. It was great baseball all around. Even though Boston won 4 games in the first 5, it was still fun baseball to watch. Even the game that went 7 hours and 20 minutes.
Right. Yeah, the game, was it Saturday, where the Dodgers had a 4-run lead or something. They're this season undefeated when they have that lead, and Boston was just like, we don't care.
Nope, screw you guys. We're going to beat you.
Is this arguably the best team of our generation, which just say it's from 90 till today?
No. I don't know. It's tough. They're good. I mean, this is a team. Usually, you don't see a team in the MLB dominate from preseason, regular season, and postseason. I mean, they started the regular season, I believe, 17-2 to start the season.
They didn't lose back-to-back games till like June or July,
something like that. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's great for them. But I would say the year that Arizona won the World Series when they had Randy Johnson and no, help me out here. The other pitcher, Roger Clemens.
Oh, okay.
Is that who I'm thinking of?
I think so.
Anyway.
Because we both go to our computers. I'll look it up.
I wasn't ready for this question.
2001.
Yeah. Give me the roster here.
I'm working on it.
Oh, geez, oh, Pete. I mean, there's been really good teams. There's been plenty of 100-win seasons.
Yeah, it was Clemens.
Yeah, Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, very good team, dominating pitching staff, even the bullpen. I would say they were good. I'd really like to be able to see certain teams throughout history. That's like my ultimate dream is to have an ability, which is impossible, to see teams throughout history play each other.
Dude, no, I had that wrong. Clemens was on the Yankees. It was Kurt
Schilling, yeah.
I saw winning pitcher Clemens, and I'm like, okay. Then I'm looking at it like, wait a second, that's New York.
Yeah, Kurt Schilling. Roger, I knew that. I'm stupid.
It's all right.
Lack of sleep. I dealt with a poopy diaper before.
Oh
well, actually, my
God.
wife did. I didn't. I just laughed. I'll be honest. I don't do well with bodily fluids still.
How are you still married?
She loves me for who I am, luckily.
Honestly. How much do you pay her?
Apparently enough.
Which isn't a lot.
I made supper tonight.
There you go.
It was
What'd
good.
you make?
Pasta. We didn't have any sauce, so I kind of whipped up my own sauce.
How'd that work out?
It was good. It was really good.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm good at cooking.
I know.
If you couldn't tell, I can cook my own food and eat all of it. And then most of Shayna's too.
I made fried bologna and pork and beans.
You in college?
Fantastic. I ate that growing up.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's one of my favorite meals. No, it's like, I'll try it with Jameson. He wasn't a big fan. But
I was over at my parents' house today for a brief moment. My mom was making sauerkraut and sausage, and I took a bite. Shayna doesn't like sauerkraut. She doesn't like the smell of it. She doesn't like the taste of it.
I don't like it plain. I like it with sausage or something.
I'll eat it warm, cold,
That's gross.
on everything. I'll eat sauerkraut in my ice cream. Oh. Shayna's with me for my good looks. She just said so.
Are you blind?
Well, if she takes her glasses off legally, she is.
Okay, see? There we go. It all makes sense. Hide her glasses, and all of a sudden she thinks you're beautiful.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd go bearable.
Okay, I'll give you that. So
that's a good segue into what's going on in my life.
Right.
I had a daughter who destroyed her diaper.
Our wives are on fire. Mel just goes, it's definitely not for the podcast.
Oh, man.
Yeesh.
Hey, love you guys, too.
Hey.
Maybe we'll just stay in the basement forever. It's kind of where we belong.
Not a bad idea.
You got a pantry, got a cooler full of beer, or fridge full of beer. We're set for at least
a day.
Yeah, I was going to say a week.
There's snacks.
Be honest here. There's dog food if we get really desperate.
Right?
Oh, we can train.
It's a freezer.
We can train Lucy to sneak stuff downstairs for us.
Right.
We're one of the weird neighborhood cats.
I got a deep fryer. I got oil.
Don't recommend deep frying in the basement, but we could.
Why not? I don't got gas down here, though.
You know, you shouldn't really burn propane in the house.
I know you shouldn't. I'm just saying if it came to it when we're in the basement. Because our wives would kick us out. Making the millions.
Yeah, Charlie. I confused Kurt Schilling with Roger Clemens. I apologize.
Hate can come.
Yeah. Whatever. Now I feel stupid.
Lucy's right here.
She is.
She laid down.
So anyway, what else is going on in my life is I golfed this last weekend. It was 40 degrees and raining. And
I'm usually really jealous when there's a golf trip and I'm like, oh, I can't go because I was at a wedding. I was like driving and I'm like, I'm not jealous at all. Like, I don't mind golfing in the cold, but when it starts to rain, you lose me. I'm out. Nope, not me.
I don't know what was going on. I'm guessing it's because I haven't touched a softball bat in over 2 months. I was striping fairways. I was crushing the ball. Everything was going straight. I had the number 2 handicap hole in the course. I birdied it by myself with a 51-yard chip in.
Nice.
I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. I don't know what was going on. It was unbelievable.
So you're gonna give up softball?
No. Not even considering that.
Chubbs would say, "Give that shit up and concentrate on golf."
364 more days till next year's hockey tryouts. Got to toughen up.
We need to have Jared come on one time and just watch
Quote
Happy
the
Gilmore.
entire movie for us.
That was a fun bus ride.
That was. So what's going on with you? You had a wedding out of town this weekend?
We had a wedding down in the Detroit area. A couple family friends getting married. That was fun. A lot of booze was consumed.
No.
Yeah. It was just, we left Saturday morning to get back to last night. We ended up going to brother-in-law's birthday party. Shout out to him. Happy birthday, Brian. You are old. One cool thing Jameson started doing and all this traveling and whatnot. So obviously we listen to the radio. Have you heard the song American Kids by Kenny Chesney?
Yep.
Okay. So in that song they go, hey! Like throughout it. So he'll be sitting in the back and we'll have music on. He'll just be like, hey! Hey! Well, we play it for him now and he's just like, gets so excited and into it. Hey! Hey! That's cute.
That's outstanding.
Right? And actually, I did teach him because as everyone knows, he's really big into football. I taught him how to do up downs. So I'll get him going, moving the feet, and I'll yell down, and he gets down. I yell up, he gets up. So he's going to be the next greatest quarterback ever, the next Aaron Rodgers. I don't know.
I mean, why not?
Right. So then I come home today after work.
Muzinski doesn't look quite as good in the back of a jersey as Rodgers.
It's a hockey name. Let's get real. No one knows how to say it. I come home today and I walk in and my dog's like shaking and whatnot. I'm like, what? That's weird. I look over. The light above my kitchen table, it's about 4 feet long, is on my kitchen table.
That's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
That's where it's supposed to be. You know.
Yeah. Make sure you can really see your food.
Right. Exactly. So that was a fun little thing to come home to, but no one was hurt, so that's what counts. And then countdown, baby. 31 days till due date.
That means 30 days till Thanksgiving? No,
it's like 3 weeks to Thanksgiving. It's usually the week after.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thought it was a week before. Obviously, I'd forget how many days are in a month.
Right. And actually, while we're talking about it, around Thanksgiving, there's that golf tournament between Tiger and Phil.
Day after.
We're going to attempt to do a live broadcast for y'all while we watch it.
Also, we might not if Adam's in the hospital.
We are going to broadcast it and while we watch it, even if it's in the hospital.
That'll go over well.
You can see the divorce happening while we sit there and broadcast firsthand.
Just make sure you get the basement and divorce.
Right.
I mean the studio.
It's all, studio, man. They don't know what this is.
It's a brown brick wall.
We've been in so many different parts.
Guess.
I'm sure they already know like the layout and everything. We were on that side at one point. Then we were sitting in front of the TV. Now we're over here. I don't know. So, on to bigger and better things. The highly anticipated Founders CBS hits shelves on Friday. Bombers and Draft. Are you going to buy a $25 bomber?
No. Nope. I had it last year. I'm a little upset with this. I think you know it.
Yep. Tell the world.
It's good beer. CBS is a very good beer. And Founders, they did a great job keeping it away from all their fans for, 5 or 6 years?
Yeah.
In between times they made CBS.
Yeah, I know they released a little bit of Draft in 2014. But that was just like, we got 4 barrels. And then, last year was their next big one, so 4 years.
Yeah. So the fact that they made people wait for it was really cool, and people get really excited for it again, and they went nuts over it. And then they made it back-to-back years now. And I don't think it's going to really take off in the market as much as they're hoping. I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
Oh, word.
It's such a very special beer, and the fact that you continue to make it every year makes it less special.
I get
we
it.
see that happen with other beer. Look at Zima when they brought Zima back.
Oh yeah,
people went nuts for it.
Yeah, it's still stacked up everywhere.
Yeah, and now the second year they brought it back, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, I'll drink it. I'm just not.
Oh yeah,
go
I'll
out
drink
of my
it
way
too.
to buy a bottle.
I'm the same way. Like, I've had it. The thing
If somebody out there in Facebook world or podcast world wants to just ship us a bottle, that'd be cool.
Right. I just would rather them do 12-ounce 4-packs because getting a
Or 4-ounce 12-packs.
that would actually be really cool
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That would because
And if anybody would do it, it'd be Founders.
yeah, they do weird stuff.
Yeah.
Or right, Brain.
Well, they don't make CBS.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying weird stuff. I lost my train of thought.
You wanted 12-ounce 4-packs?
Yeah, I do. Because 22 ounces, even with two guys, I mean, you're still looking 11 ounces each. That's a lot for that beer.
It's just like telling yourself you can't eat a large meat supreme pizza by yourself. You
Like,
can totally do it.
Can.
I mean, if you can just suck down a bomber,
Oh, I can. I'm just going to be drunk when I'm done.
let's do it right before bed. Sweet dreams.
Right? Pass out. Later.
Big news. Adam Vinatieri is now the all-time leader in points with 2,547.
A kicker.
A kicker that's been kicking for
No, I know.
3 decades.
Like an Iron Man kicker. I saw this and I thought that was awesome. It proves how good he is and how long he's been playing and in a sport where there's so much violence, I guess is the best way to say. The little kicker is the leading scorer.
I mean, there's violence, but Adam Vinatieri, I think, has probably been in one collision his entire life in,
I know.
in the league.
I know.
He was born in 1972. He's 45 years old.
You got to figure a lot of
And
the...
he's from Yankton, South Dakota. Never even heard of it.
Right? You got to think a lot of guys even born in 1980 at this point are on their way out.
His wife's name, I like his wife's name. It's Valerie Vinatieri.
Who?
Valeri. Valerie Vinatieri.
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 Hey, Valerie Vinatieri, you want to come on our show?
Tell us all about Adam's career, I
Vinatieri's
guess.
career. Not mine. It's not that fun. Just want to clear that up real fast.
Thanks, man.
So Jags played in London, a.k.a. their second home, and 4 of them tried to skip out a $64,000 bar tab in London.
It's a solid.
Police were
Better than
called. Team officials were called. They ended up settling on the bar tab. But come on, dude, you guys are millionaires.
I mean, what did they think was going to happen?
I know.
Like, it's just asinine.
You're going to legitimate people are just going to all right, see you later. Have fun. Oh, you didn't pay? No worries.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll cover this.
I'll cover this.
This is our
God.
salary for the year, but yeah, you don't want to pay
Right.
it. It's absurd. Absolutely
BS.
absurd.
BS.
They didn't play in the game, correct?
I don't think so.
Last I
Why
heard,
they
they were not
lost.
supposed to be playing in the game. And at least 2 of them were starting defensive backs. The other 2 got lots of reps at DB. And Jacksonville, who was supposed to be one of the best teams in the league this year, is continuously falling apart. And this is not helping their case. I think it's funny, but I think it's depressing and sad, and something needs to happen.
We'll get to this more in detail during our NFL segment because I
Yeah.
kind of want to go off on what's going on in the season right now.
That's okay. We can do that. Something I'm a little upset about, though. The Big Ten fined Michigan State $10,000 because Jim Harbaugh is being a little girl about everything.
Oh, hush it.
Well, there was an incident with Michigan. All they did was walk across the field. They supposedly stuck to their schedule. I don't know how true everything is with the schedule because you hear 72 different reports from 72 different reporters. What ticks me off, though, is Harbaugh, you won the game. Let it die. He had to go get investigations and all this other stuff, and he's been the biggest whiner of a coach since he got that job.
As a neutral party, MSU would have done the same thing.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't. I mean, we
No, I
can't
know.
ever know, but I just
Right.
just don't.
I don't know. Nonetheless, they get fined $10,000. It's not a lot.
No, it's not. But to me, it just shows me that Harbaugh's still scared, even though he won. I don't.
Yeah,
like
now he's got to win out for
I don't
anything
like
cool to
the
happen. Disney buying out Fox Sports. This is announced a couple months ago, but they're selling off 22 regional networks, which includes our network here, Fox Sports Detroit. Not our network, but the network that we watch. So the holding company that controls the Tigers and the Wings is exploring the possibility of forming its own regional sports network. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a really good idea, but how much is it going to cost us? Are we going to be able to get it on our local cable or local TV? How would that work?
Yeah,
I mean, it's as many fans there are for the Red Wings and the Tigers. There's plenty of fans out there that just watch it because it's a channel that already comes with their cable package.
Right.
Are they going to go out of their way to buy whatever Detroit sports network that's going to be there?
Right. Yeah, I'm interested to see how they do that because from my perspective, it'd be nice if, oh, hey, we're going to, yeah, I am wearing a Spartan shirt, actually.
Yeah, Mr. Neutral Party.
Right.
I was looking in you in the eyes because I care about what you actually have to say, not what you're wearing.
Exactly.
That's not true. I don't care what you're saying.
Yes. Anyways, I'm hoping, from my perspective at least, like if they do something on through
said
cable.
Doo-doo. Continue.
All right. If they do something and sign on with like a Comcast or something like that they still give an opportunity for an app where you can buy a subscription to for like $5 a month or something.
That's a little rich for my blood. Maybe 3.
Okay, but nonetheless, have that option available to those who want to do it.
Yes, I agree.
Because I love Fox Sports Go, which obviously is going away, but it'd be nice to have an opportunity to be like, hey, cool, I'm a huge Detroit sports fan. I can get the Detroit Sports app. I can watch all the games.
We should call they should call it DSN, Detroit Sports Network.
Yeah.
Plain simple and trademarked here first, by the way.
Yeah, take that.
I want the money.
Money.
If you use DSN, going to court. Detroit Sports Network.
It's probably already tagged.
Well, while you're doing the next thing, I'm going to look it up.
Okay. Tyronn Lue is officially out. I'm going to actually do 2. Out as head coach of the Cavs. 0-6 this season. 3-4 NBA Finals appearances. 1 championship. Or 3-1 or something, whatever. Larry Drew's going to assume the role. Word on the street is he doesn't even want it. Tyronn Lue honestly just rode LeBron for the last however many seasons, 4 seasons he was there. But another thing coming out of Cleveland, Hugh Jackson officially fired by the Browns, even though he is having the best season he has ever had as a head coach of the Cleveland Browns. So
I think it's hilarious.
You're doing a great job. You're
by the way, we can do better.
Well, you can. You only got 2 wins. I get why, but he has a whole 3 wins with the Browns through 2.5 seasons. Good job.
Job, Hugh.
Hugh.
Job, Hugh. I thought he would have been fired after last season, in all honesty.
I thought he would too. And at this point, your season's over. Just finish it. Like, have him finish it. Like, getting a coach is not going to spring you guys into the playoffs.
And they're not going to get a coach by this next week.
No, they got their offensive coordinator. Their defensive coordinator, because they also
fired their
offensive coordinator too. Right. So, I don't know.
So I had something pop up the other day. Well, actually earlier today. Now, the Red Sox have won their 4th World Series since 2004. If you were a 16-year-old born in 2002, January 2002, that kid would have been alive for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 Boston championships. He got 5 NFL championships. You got their Super Bowl. That's the game they play.
Yeah.
4 World Series, 1 NBA, 1 NHL since 2002. That's 16 years. Absurd.
I've been alive for 30 years, and I've seen 7 championships in Detroit. I don't really know if I can say scene.
You were alive for.
I was alive.
You were a fan
3
of.
Pistons and 4 Red Wings. I was an infant plus a year.
So if I ever hear a Boston sports fan complain about anything, I'm going to punch him in the teeth.
Oh, I'll punch him in the nose.
I don't care. I want to hurt their teeth. I don't want to hurt their nose.
I hear it's so tough to be a Boston sports fan. Oh, man, we didn't win for a year. Dude, shut it. You know any other city would kill to have this type of sports success?
And I think Atlanta has killed.
And relevancy, like, that's the thing. The Bruins are good. The Celtics are still good. The Patriots are still good. The Red Sox are still good. Like, they're all good. They're all winning, and they're doing it for the last 16 years.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Hope you burn.
Did you just condemn an entire city to burning down?
Yeah. You know the song Shipping Off to Boston?
By the Dropkick Murphys,
yes.
Yeah. Good
I
song.
hope that Boston ships off into the sea and sinks.
That was awful. That was stupid. Moving on. Clayton Kershaw and David Price, actually, both have an option to opt out of their contract. They have 2 days now to decide on what they're going to do, whether they're going to become free agents or re-sign with their respective teams. I don't know if I can ever see Kershaw being anything other than a Dodger. He's helped take them to back-to-back World Series, lost them both, unfortunately, helped take them to back-to-back World Series, and is the ace in that program. If he goes elsewhere, there's very few teams where he could still be an ace as old as he's getting already.
He's 30.
Yeah, but he's starting to lose fastball.
I don't see...
Still dominant, though.
No.
Don't get me wrong. Still dominant.
The MLB does not have the offseason and the player movement like the NBA does. I don't see him or Price leaving. Price owes it to the Red Sox for what they did.
Oh, Price stays. Price is going to stay.
But Kershaw, like you said, I don't see him leaving unless he wants to go home to Texas or something. But he's going to be a Dodger for life, in my opinion.
I bet he's going to come, I don't know, probably 2 months in the season next year. He's going to become an Angel. Yeah.
Really?
That's my thought.
You think Dodgers are disbanding? Like selling?
No.
Done? Or just...
I bet you it's going to be a groundbreaking deal, and Clayton Kershaw is going to be traded for Mike Trout. That's my thought.
You better write that down. Date it. Get it notarized. That's not going to happen. The Angels are not giving up Mike Trout. He's 24, 25 years old.
He's costing them a lot of money.
Kershaw is going to cost them a lot of money.
Nope. Not as much as Trout. Got 6 years in the kid.
I don't know. Manny Machado is a terrible and dirty person.
Yeah, he is.
And the next thing.
He never takes a shower. No, he's a... Okay, so I'm on the fence with one thing that he did that he's getting yelled at about. I hate the fact that he stepped on 2 different first basemen's ankles on purpose. You can't even lie that and say that wasn't on purpose. That's just dirty. There's no place for that in the game of baseball. That's just pathetic. Don't do that. However,
Don't do that.
he was supposedly stealing signs while he was on second base. You know what? As a catcher in the MLB, you should be better than that. You should know how to give signs to your pitchers so he can't steal signs. Don't complain about that. Be a better professional athlete. Hide your signs better. Figure out a different system. But he's an ass for hurting first baseman and intentionally stepping on him. That's pathetic. Makes me mad. Makes me really angry, actually.
Damn millennials.
I've seen somebody's Achilles tendon be severed by a metal cleat. It's ugly.
Ugly.
That's for real too. I'm not even making that up. Stupid Manny Machado. People were saying that no, this is how he is. It's how he is in the league, and that's why he gets respected as a player. No, the hell with that. That's not who he is. That's not who he should be. That's pathetic. That's not how the game's supposed to be played. Kick his ass out of the league.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm off my soapbox.
Okay.
I got to write down my notes about my trade that's going to happen in the future.
All right, the NHL and the MGM have officially reached a deal to be the official betting partner of the NHL. This is the second major league sports league to do something like this with MGM as well. The NBA did it earlier, pretty much right after the law was passed. I am shocked that the NHL was the second one to do it.
I thought they'd be last.
I thought I thought they would be third or last. But kudos to them getting out in front of this. Maybe it'll add some excitement to the league.
Yeah, I mean, at the same token, they're probably the only league that really needed something like this because they're the forgotten fourth sport, which is kind of sad.
So sad.
So sad.
So sad. All right.
I'm done being sad.
Okay. Read the next one.
62 college football AP top 25 teams lost this year so far. The second most ever through week 9.
They're dropping like flies.
It is the college football AP polls this year have been changed up so many times. Mm-hmm. It's unreal. It's crazy to watch. I mean, the games have been really exciting. Teams going down that you don't expect to go down. Teams are winning that shouldn't be. It's fun. College football's fun to watch this year. It
it's
really
great.
is.
So this is Monday right now for those listening to this after today. The football poll comes out tomorrow for the playoffs. Who are your first 4 in?
I don't know, man.
Just take a guess. It's going to change because LSU and Alabama play each other this weekend.
Yep. Right now, if my predictions are correct, Alabama, Notre Dame, Michigan, Clemson.
So you're keeping LSU out of it?
Yep.
Right now. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to go Clemson, Bama, Notre Dame, Michigan. I'm going to write it down now, too.
Those are the exact 4 teams I said, just in a different order.
Oh, word? I was not paying attention to what he said.
Thanks for asking me a question, not caring what I answered.
I'm trying to do something. I don't know. I just don't want to be like everyone else. Oh, it's going to be Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, LSU. Yeah, that's honestly what it's probably going to be. But for sake of argument and sake of entertainment, let's try and get a different 4 in there. I don't know.
LSU needs to beat Alabama, and that will change everything.
Yes. I think Georgia has a shot at it. Oklahoma, Ohio State needs some help. But
the only way Georgia has a shot at it, though, is if LSU beats Alabama and then Georgia beats LSU.
Exactly. So there's a lot of
in which case, that might, in essence, should keep Alabama out.
You know what should happen is it should go Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, UCF.
No, they lost.
UCF?
Yep.
They're 7-0.
They lost.
No, they didn't.
This last week, they lost, didn't they?
No.
Sure, pretty sure they did.
Was it FAU?
Foul. No, that wasn't it.
It was not UCF.
I was golfing when they were playing.
No, they beat East Carolina 37-10.
I don't believe you.
Yeah. You should. I don't know who you were thinking about.
I was just chipping in birdies.
I think FAU lost.
No, it was a rough Saturday for me.
Even rougher Sunday.
Even rougher Sunday.
All right. So put the question out there because we were just trying to look for something random. What is the most ridiculous random fact that you know? We actually got a ton of responses.
Thanks, everybody.
Do you have one, Matt?
Of course I do.
Of course. Are you going to do this or your style of podcast?
Both.
Both.
But
Okay,
I mean,
so we'll do this one first then.
This has nothing to do with, like, anything.
Well, no, it's not supposed to.
Good.
Let me find the answers here. I forgot to save it.
Oh, can I do mine?
Sure.
The milk of hippopotamuses is pink.
That is ridiculous.
I don't know why. I don't know why I know that either.
Yeah, it's not even like a farm animal.
No, I've never milked a hippo.
Interesting. couple other ones out there. Stat of the day, Andrew Luck throwing 3 touchdown passes to 3 separate tight ends. First time in NFL history. The amount of MLB game action is less than 20 minutes. And then there was a player in the MLB who actually had this written down. I still do. I think do. Player to be named later. So this has happened a couple times now. Players traded for themselves. So MLB, you can trade, and then a player to be traded later or to be named later, as long as it happens within 60 days. It has happened 4 times. Harry Cheedy, Brad Gruden, Dickie Knowles, and Josh McDonald.
Those are all great baseball names.
Exactly.
There was once a player, I'm pretty sure this might have been one of my stats of the podcast at one point. There was once a player that struck himself out technically in the book because a game ended while he was pitching during a rain delay. Or no, excuse me.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
The game ended due to a rain delay. He was traded to the team they were playing, and he got put in the lineup for the player he was traded for.
Yeah.
Which was the person he was pitching against, and ended up striking out.
Yeah.
So technically, he struck himself out.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Wild.
Football only has 11 minutes of action. President Kennedy was the fastest random speaker in the world with a record of 350 words per minute. That's from your brother. First football game was played in 1869.
Former President Taft got stuck in the presidential bathtub in the White House.
Yes, he's the fattest president ever.
He was. That's not very nice to say,
still
but it's
is.
so very true.
Olympic gold medals are actually made of silver. I did not know that.
Yeah.
1912. Yeah, like you knew that.
Absolutely.
No, you didn't.
Oh, come on. Let's go play
Push
a trivia
your
game.
face. Cheese block.
Kick your butt in trivia. I knew it wasn't cheese block.
The 1912 Olympic Games were the last to include gold medals, actually made of solid gold. Currently, the gold medals are 93% silver and 6% copper, leaving about 1% or 6 grams for a highly prized gold finish. I did not know that.
That sounds like a copy and paste job, but kudos to whoever it was.
I don't know. Well, I know it was Melanie. I know who it was, but I just read it.
Oh.
The way she wrote it. Like, reading her comment. Jeez.
Did you know that pigs, domesticated pigs more specifically, will not eat and go to the bathroom in the same side of their pen? They'll reserve one side of their pen to use for a bathroom, the other side of their pen to use for eating and drinking.
My dog does that. She only poops in certain parts of the yard, which actually is really nice when it comes to cleaning it up. Unless I don't do it for a while, then she just poops everywhere.
Gross. It's getting really tricky right now with all the leaves everywhere.
Right.
Trying to dodge the dog turds in the yard.
So mine is about wolf packs.
I'm very... Continue. I just don't believe this.
Why not?
No, continue. I'm sure it's true.
A wolf pack, the first 3 are the oldest or sickest, and they're the weakest, so they have to give pace to the rest of the pack. Then come the next 5, which are the strongest ones, the front line to keep the other ones safe and attack if they are attacked. Then it just works its way down strongest to weakest in the healthy ones. And then in the actual very back of the pack is the leader.
I'm skeptical.
So
I believe you.
It's from behind. I just always thought that was a cool fact. I've seen it multiple times on Facebook, and I've told some people about it, and they're like, "No, I don't believe you." I'm like, "No, you're an idiot."
I saw it on Facebook. It's got to be true.
Hey.
No, for a fact, hippo milk is pink.
How? Because you saw a video online?
Yeah, like BBC though, not like
YouTube.
Weird stuff. I know stuff, man. Lots of it.
No, you don't.
I do too.
This is our stat/fact of the podcast.
Money.
Gave so many I forgot I was doing one. So, World Series just ended. Game 3 of the 2018 World Series lasted 7 hours and 20 minutes. It was the longest single game in World Series history. To put that into perspective, the 1939 World Series between the New York Yankees and the Cincinnati Reds, the entire series, 7 hours and 5 minutes.
This is our stat/fact of the podcast.
That was a long damn game.
That was long, and
I'll be honest, I didn't stay up for the whole thing.
no, the fact that the 1939 World Series was shorter just proves how much media and TV and hoopla is going on that doesn't need to.
Are you a 75-year-old woman? You just use the word hoopla
Hoopla!
in regular conversation.
I want to use the word hoopla. Well, random BS that goes on in the game and media coverage and...
That sounds way better than hoopla.
Hoopla.
Jeez, oh please.
All right, coming up, we got our Beer of the Podcast. We discuss paying college athletes, and we give our weekly football recap and predictions. Oh, yes, that is right. Beer of the Podcast time, ladies and gentlemen.
Too bad Jake's not here.
Oh, no, I opened it and continued to hold it by the microphone like you could hear me move the tab. All right, so being October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we decided to go with Rochester Mills Warrior Goddess, and they donate a portion of the proceeds to breast cancer awareness and the Susan B. Komen Foundation. I believe that's the right one. So, cheers, brother.
Okay.
So, initial thoughts?
Tasty. This is my first time having this beer. It is good. It is a it is a grapefruit rattler. 2%?
2%. Yep.
3.2% alcohol. It is, if you've never had a rattler before, traditionally they're made with beer, mixed between beer and soda. It's a German style. More Americanized ones are usually mixed between beer and lemonade, something to that effect, beer and juice. This is delicious. It tastes like a grapefruit soda. It's low alcohol, super refreshing, not overly bitter from the grapefruit. It's a killer beer.
It is.
Killer. It's an amazing beer
Mm-hmm.
and a great reason they brewed the beer.
A little bit of pomegranate in there. It's definitely one, obviously, being October and 40 degrees outside. I'm not going towards a shandy, but it's really solid. I'll drink it. It's a pink can, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. If you haven't seen the new goddess graphics that Rochester Mills has done, it's a picture of an ornate-looking woman on the front. The gypsy goddess they had in the summer, the raspberry rattler, and both this one, the warrior goddess, they both stand apart, but they obviously have a common theme with them. They're appealing more towards the female audience with having a fruit-forward beer. Both delicious beers, I'll be the first to say it. Keep it up, Roe Mills.
Word.
Do.
All right. So, while we consume our Radler, let's discuss something kind of serious.
I'd rather not.
We just lost Matt for the rest of the episode.
Oh, I love puns. So, yes, let's.
All right. The big debate always has been and always will be until it changes is going to be, should NCAA athletes be paid? I went on, found a lot of information on actual revenue by school. There's 1,281 schools in the NCAA. 347 D1, 305 D2, and so on and so forth. Over 4,600,000 athletes, okay? So I got stats from 2016-17.
4,600,000?
460,000 athletes. Almost 500,000. Yep. Anyways, so most of this data, or I'll just probably say all of it, is from the 2016-17 fiscal year. The top 230 schools made a combined $10 billion, $10.3 billion, basically. Average revenue per of those 230 schools was $45 million. Now, of those 230 schools, obviously they did not all make that. Alabama A&M was the low man on the total bowl at 3.2 million, and the high end, Texas, $214,830,647.
They have a good following.
Right.
Actually, Texas is one of the schools noted for having some of the best alumni.
Yeah.
And the alumni are really good at supporting the sports programs.
Mm-hmm. 24 schools made over $100 million. The top 10, Texas, Texas A&M, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Florida, LSU, and Auburn. Texas and Texas A&M are the only two over $200 million. So that brings us to our argument of, should you pay college athletes?
You can start.
Do you want me to start?
I want you to start.
Okay. I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say yes. You're going to hate this because it's your idea.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. I'll let you start.
Right? You did it. Commit to a school. You receive all the current benefits, the scholarships and all that fun stuff. If and when you graduate, you receive a calculated sum based on your performance in both the classroom and on the court. If you leave early, you forfeit that payment from the school. If you are injured and unable to continue in your sport, as long as you graduate, you receive a prorated payout. I say eliminate the transfer rule. If you transfer, the transfer rule where you got to sit out. So if you do transfer, you forfeit the money from the school you're transferring from. The school you're transferring to can then prorate what they would pay you based on how many years of service you give to them. But here's the big thing. Realistically, we were talking about two sports, and two sports only. What are they?
Football, basketball.
Exactly. In the NFL draft, 224 players are picked every year. 119 were underclassmen, 37 went undrafted. In the NBA draft, 60 picks, 42 were underclassmen this year. 139 went undrafted. Mm-hmm. There was a record, including foreign players, 236 players declared with still college eligibility left. So, with that being said, most players that leave college basketball early and don't get drafted are ineligible to return until some rule changes that are being made this year. But this is my reasoning is pay them, let them get through school. If they're a good athlete, they stay out of trouble, they have good grades in school, give them a sum of money, prorated again, how their performance is when they're done. They're getting educated. You're
saying not their athletic performance, just performance in school. As long as they're getting good grades and they're not causing trouble,
right? Like you would have. No, I think you take the athletic performance into it because you're not going to pay your quarterback the same amount as your second string kicker.
Why not though?
Because they're not as valuable to the school.
So the biggest thing that these people are arguing for getting these college students paid is they're saying that they're using their likeness, they're using them by them it's the entire team. They're using the entire team to achieve revenue by selling tickets, by selling paraphernalia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the fact that the University of Texas is getting all this money to by just using their student athletes, why shouldn't they all get paid the same? If they go through for 4 years and get their degree, they keep their nose clean, they stay on the team the entire time, they don't get suspended, they stay eligible the entire time, they get their degree, they get their education. That backup kicker, he's probably never going to play football again in his life.
Right.
But he was still being used to achieve a profit from the institution.
Would you then give the track players, runners, the same amount that you're giving the football team?
No, and this is why. Because obviously football is the highest revenue generating sport.
Wrong. Basketball.
In college?
Yeah. March Madness actually makes the most money. Just that tournament alone for the schools.
Okay. Well,
whatever. Here's the here, no there.
So, basketball and football are the highest two money-generating sports. So, you need to take as a school and say, hey, we made X amount of money for basketball this year as their program. We're going to take this percentage for being able to profit off these kids and put it towards it. Obviously, you're going to make more money off basketball and football than you are baseball, track, softball, everything else. You need to break down the percentages. I mean, it should be 10% across the board, whatever it is, and divvy it up over all the players on the team. So 10% of what you make in football is a pretty big sum, but it's a lot more money coming to school than the 10% you're going to make from a track meet. So you're still making money as a school from each one of these sports and the events that happen. Just make it equal across the board. And then you're not going to get a professional track runner. You can't get a professional softball player. You can't get professional water polo. But your highest money sports, you're going to get athletes that leave early to go get drafted. They're going to get athletes that are going to become professional. They don't get paid out then.
Right.
You only get paid out if you're not going to if you're pursuing a career outside of the sport or outside of a professional.
So you don't think, say you do your 4 years and you are the number 2 draft pick, you don't get any money?
No, because as soon as you're drafted, you're going to make more money than the school they gave you.
I don't agree with that.
Why not?
Because you've already made that university millions and millions of dollars.
Absolutely, and that university just got you the opportunity to make millions and millions of dollars.
I still pay them.
I don't think so at all. I think so, not at all. Because if that university didn't exist and you didn't make the $1 million, they wouldn't have been able to get your name out there. You wouldn't have been the Heisman Trophy winner. That quarterback wouldn't have been successful as he was if that program didn't exist in the first place. And that program existing in the first place and the money that they're paying that coach is helping that player get to the next level to make millions and millions of dollars himself.
Right. But what about the 224th pick in the draft?
He's still going to make more than the college is going to give him.
Well, if he gets cut before training camp.
It's a risk he's willing to take.
See, that's
as soon as you enter the draft, that's on you. You know what you're giving up. You're an adult at that point. You know what you're giving up.
Yeah,
that's like walking away from. You might get $30,000 from the school. If you're walking away from that $30,000 you're going to make in a year as a salary for the opportunity to hopefully make $100,000, that's a choice you're willing to make as a job.
Maybe you don't get. If you graduate and you get drafted 224th overall, you still don't get paid. That's what you're saying.
Once you enter the draft, once you declare you're entering the draft,
no. Because you're taking what you worked for and trying to make a career out of it.
Yep.
So you're saying Mr. Kicker, who, I think I can make the NFL, but maybe not, he has to say, do I want to do that and maybe not get drafted, but because I declared, then I'm not going to get paid?
That's what I think.
No,
absolutely.
No, I say pay them all. Pay them all. Obviously, I believe waiting till you graduate, get a degree, get the commitment, because you're going to have a lot of people just bounce still. Even hockey and in baseball, I think it's a 3-year minimum you have to stay. Mm-hmm. A lot of them still don't graduate.
Yep.
So that's the only thing I don't agree with you on. No, if you're there, you're making the money, you get paid, you go from there.
I'm thinking from this as a society. I mean, we want these as many to get degrees as possible.
Right.
We want them to be able to use their degrees to help out society. Right. I don't care if he uses his degree to go tackle some asshole running back. He can have whatever degree he wants. If he uses his degree to help create the cure for cancer, that's awesome.
Right.
Give him whatever money he deserves. That's why once he entered the draft, nope, no money.
No, I say pay him just because that's not guaranteed.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You're gonna fall. Like you could walk into the draft, say, okay, I'm gonna be drafted 4th round. I blow out my Achilles in the first day of training camp. I'm done for the rest of my life. I can't play football ever again. And now I'm on the street poor because my university decided, I'm not gonna give you the $30,000 you needed. You got no. Nope.
But they should be smart enough to plan ahead to know you're not going to get it once you enter the draft.
So
if you have the idea that you're going to enter the draft, you should be able to plan ahead. That's what's happening already.
no, you're wrong.
Right.
That's the only thing. I don't like that because you're giving up on the school. Like the schools, it's their cop out. I understand why, because the school doesn't have to pay that money. But say it's $30,000 when you graduate, or a chance to go to the NFL or college or NBA. Like, what if you don't get drafted? You end up in the D League. The D League contracts aren't that much.
Nope. Sure. It's a risk. Everything's a risk.
I know, but
every job you take is a risk.
you just risked the last 4 years. You might as well not even have participated.
Why? You got a scholarship.
Maybe they were smart enough. They didn't need a scholarship. But now,
Don't
because I
enter the
played for
draft.
4 extra years,
either
I got
you're
drafted.
good enough or you're not.
You're wrong.
All right. I think this is the first actual debate we've ever had in this show.
Which is weird because I was writing this and I'm like, we are not even going to debate this. But then point,
I'm really good at debating.
I know. I just say you're wrong because you're wrong.
No, you're wrong. Okay, Trump.
You're wrong. You're really, really, really hugely wrong. And that's my politics for the show.
Terrible impression.
That's fine. No, I say pay him either way, but see him graduate, get a degree. If you leave early and come back and get a degree, too bad. It's your own fault, but leave early. And maybe, I don't know, work it out where if you are drafted number 1 overall, I will donate X amount of money back to the school or something. I don't know. Matt's wrong.
Think whatever you want.
Is that what gets you through the day?
Yeah.
You saying that? Whatever I want. I'll be okay. It was staggering when I was doing all this research, so finding all these numbers. And it was
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Gosh, there's a lot of money out there being made. But, anywho, NFL Week 8. We'll start with the week before. Giants look like sellers. Eli Apple was traded to the Saints for a 4th and a 7th round pick in 19 and 20, respectively. The Saints are loading up, bolstering their D. They're making a run. I think they know, hey, our D wasn't as good as it is last year, but let's do what we can. And Eli Apple, that's pretty cheap for a proven cornerback.
I think he has a funny name.
Eli Apple?
Yep. He's a fruit. Not being that in the derogatory way. He just, last name is Apple.
Oh, gosh. Snacks Harrison traded the Lions for a 5th round pick, 2019 this year, from the Giants again, adding a much-needed depth to the defensive line. Only 7 guys have played 17 regular season games in the NFL.
Yep. And the way the trades fall, he's going to play 17 games this year, assuming he stays healthy.
Exactly. Will Allen was the most recent in 2013. The first player was Chris Singleton, actually, in 1993. There's actually some big names on here, too. Jerry Rice did it as well in 2004 because, he played forever.
2004 in the 3rd decade of his career.
Right. We'll get to the Lions and our thoughts in a minute. Rams narrowly beat Green Bay, but their field looked like absolute trash.
Oh, did you see that field?
I did. I was looking at it at first. I'm like, what did they do wrong? Oh, that's right. USC played there yesterday.
I thought my TV screen was going bad, and to be honest with you. It looked terrible. I mean, there's been plenty of times in the past where they've had to cover up the USC logo on the end zone in the midfield. This was especially terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely miserable. I couldn't believe it. And whoever's in charge of the ground crew there needs to be fired. Because you can do better than that. I don't care if you get 7-hour turnaround time. Come on. It's what you get paid for.
Exactly. You have one job, not to see that. Do you know when their stadium's supposed to open? Is it 2020? They still got another year?
That sounds right.
It's not even close. I'm looking at a live video right now. It's not even close to being done. Yeah, I bet it's 2020. Anyways, Jameis Winston threw for 4 picks, and it was benched for Fitzmagic, who Fitzmagically almost made a comeback.
It was almost awesome. Almost awesome. I mean, right after he came in, he threw a 70-yard touchdown.
And he'll play really well. I bet he'll go 4 touchdowns, 375, no picks next week, and the following week after that,
Throw 6 picks again.
I was going to say 7, but we'll go with 6.
I don't know what to think about that team anymore.
It's a cluster.
Yeah.
They're at the point they just need the season to end. If they cut Jameis and he's not injured by the start of the new league year, they can actually get out of that last year of the contract scot-free, no penalties or anything like that. They don't owe him any money. I think they need to do that. Honestly, keep Fitzmagic another year. Tank till you find your quarterback.
I agree.
Unless some reason you could trade for one.
I mean, there's no reason if they get rid of Jameis why they can't draft a QB this year.
No.
Excuse me, next year.
Not at all. Not at all.
Do it. Keep Fitzpatrick as your bridge quarterback.
Exactly. Lions.
So
So after a big win in Miami, they come out and lay a dud against the Seahawks. Had they won, they would have been tied for first place in the division. So, with that being said, my thoughts, they came out flat. Absolutely flat. The defensive backs were consistently being burned.
Yep.
Stafford did not look good at all. They need to just give Carry on the lead back, give him the ball, let him go.
I will say, though, I mean, they gave up in their rush game very, very early on.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really creating
They
any.
panicked.
The offensive line wasn't creating any holes. Carry on only had 22 yards and 8 carries, 2.8 per carry. And LeGarrette Blount only had 3 rushes, 3 yards on 3 rushes. It was bad. It was a bad game. We picked up this defensive lineman supposed to be the top rush stopper in the league. We still gave up 176 rush yards to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Granted, it's his first game here, but it was bad.
That's still ridiculous.
3 of Seattle's touchdowns came on 3rd and long. We gave them 4 turnovers, 2 picks, and 2 fumbles.
And one of those picks was on the 1 yard line we were about to score.
Yep. Stafford fumbled shortly after that. And Stafford did this typical Stafford thing in the Stafford press conference when he just said, they outplayed us. We didn't do good enough. I will say Marvin Jones had a great game, 117 yards receiving on 7 catches.
But how many of those yards were garbage yardage in the 4th?
I'd say maybe a quarter, maybe a third.
Okay.
I mean, he had a great game. He really did. He was getting open. He was burning receivers. Kerryon Johnson, believe it or not, was the number 2 receiver on the team last week. 69 yards out of the backfield, which is impressive. Doesn't really
22
help the
rushing yards,
stats.
though.
Yeah. So they got a lot of things to work on. They really do. And
That they do.
It's the typical Lions thing. We see it every single year, at least the last few years, where we get super excited and they get us all pumped up, and then they pull this crap. And we get all angry again.
It's BS. But they're going to go, they have to go to Minnesota, to Chicago. Then they host Carolina, Chicago, LA.
I'll tell you what, Mitch Trubisky looks good. He's going to be tough to beat twice.
We got 3 wins right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2 more. Arizona, Buffalo are probably the only 2 that I think would give us a fighting chance, but they're away. So there's your advantage, home field advantage or anything is gone. It's not looking good, but knowing our Lions, they'll find a way to beat Minnesota and Chicago, lose to Carolina, beat Chicago, beat LA, and then lose Arizona and Buffalo.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the way it's going to go. I'm sick of it, but 1 o'clock on Sunday, you better believe, be wearing my Honolulu Blue Herman Moore jersey, watching the game.
Throwback.
Word. My favorite
I'll
player
probably
of all
just
time.
wear this shirt. I wear this shirt like 3 times a week.
Nice.
It's always in the top of my drawer.
Gross.
I wash it. Do a lot of laundry.
I hope so.
Got a poopy baby at home.
Right? Lots of laundry. All right. You ready to get Justin on?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We got Justin Roberts with us today. Justin, what's going on, buddy?
Much. How you doing there, Adam?
Wonderful. Matt's still texting on his phone like he has the whole episode.
Yep.
He's a slacker. So, give us a
that's
quick
real
little...
shock.
Right. Give us a quick little info about yourself. What do you do? Where you from? What do you like to do?
Well, I right now I'm enjoying a nice little pear and grapefruit.
Nice.
Plug there. I'll be honest, brothers, of course, as you gentlemen know. Right now I'm just kind of chilling and watching my Patriots struggle against the Bills. It's not looking good.
You're a Pats fan?
But, yeah, I'm a Pats fan.
That's
And
another
unfortunately,
reason.
they missed the field goal.
He's a Brady man. Loves Tom Brady.
Jesus.
Love Tom Brady. Go blue.
Ugh.
Hey, I've had enough of your hatred over there, Adam. All right?
You have all my hate. Like, all of it.
You're just mad that Western beat Central. It's
I don't want
okay.
to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, okay? I'm going to cut you off if you
You know what
talk
happens
about it.
sometimes.
No, don't cut him off. He's our only friend.
That's true. That's true. All right, we'll get to it. Thursday night game, Oakland at San Fran. Who do you got?
All right, I just want to say this is probably the worst game in the NFL this season.
Yeah.
Both these teams are god-awful. And it's rightfully so that they are a Thursday night game because no one will watch this game. But I'm going to take San Francisco because Oakland has the worst run defense in the league. And San Francisco's at home, so I think they'll probably beat them by probably about 10.
Yeah. C.J. Beathard actually has been playing a lot better than I thought he would. I think that he's going to beat Oakland. I mean, he should beat Oakland. Oakland, as you said, is garbage. God awful. And between Beathard and Breida, I think they're going to be okay as long as Breida is healthy to play. San Francisco going to beat Oakland.
Both these teams are absolutely terrible, so I literally flipped a coin earlier to see who I was going to pick, and it landed on heads. So I guess I'm going with the Raiders.
That's one way to do it.
Right? Game of the week, Rams at Saints.
All right, well, the Saints have the best run in the league. So tough for
Hey, you there?
Saints look pretty good, but they can't defend the pass very well. So I'm going to take the Rams to knock them off and stay undefeated for at least one more week.
You see, I think New Orleans is going to give L.A. their first loss of the season. This has been the only bad week that Drew Brees has had. He's been on fire this year. He's going to keep setting records. He's going to keep killing it. New Orleans is going to take this game.
This is going to be probably the best game of the weekend. I'm taking the Rams as well, just because I believe their defense is a notch better than New Orleans. And I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a turnover, a third down stop, something minute like that may happen early in the game that's going to make the difference. All right, Green Bay at the Patriots.
I think we know your answer.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely know my answer. Even though they're struggling, I think they're just going to come out. They're at home. Patriots 4-0 at home this season. Green Bay 0-3 on the road. They did have one slip away, so they might be a little mad, but I think Bill will have the boys ready. I think that's why it's a 9-3 game right now. I think they're looking forward to the Packers coming into town. So I'll take the Pats, obviously.
Yeah, me too. Green Bay's just too beat up. And then, I mean, they're not the Green Bay they usually are.
No, it's Aaron Rodgers and a bunch of scabs. So I'm as well taking New England.
Oh, good game.
What?
That's a good game.
Oh, yep. Good talk. Tennessee at Dallas.
It should be a good game. It should be a good game.
I hope so. Tennessee at Dallas.
Dallas. I think their defense is going to shut down the Titans. The Titans had the 18th best run defense. I guess it's in the lower half, and got Zeke going against them. And Dallas has the 10th run defense and the 4th best pass defense in the league. So I think the Cowboys shut them down at home. Big game. I think they're going to step it up.
It was tough for me. Tennessee's been looking better, but I still think Dallas has more to lose at home than Tennessee has playing at Dallas. I think Dallas is going to beat them just out of necessity.
Yeah, Dallas at home. The crowd's going to be crazy. All this speculation they're getting this week about coaching and staff and everything, I think they're going to put that off to the side and go out there and beat the Titans easily. All right, then we got to always pick one random game. So we went with Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
All right. As much as I share the love of Antonio Brown as you do, Muse,
Right?
I still think that Baltimore is going to pull it off. I think that they're the number one overall defense in the league, and you're going into Baltimore. The Pittsburgh Steelers only average 100 yards per game on the ground, and Baltimore is the second best run defense in the league. Unfortunately, AB is not going to be enough. Give me Baltimore.
Absolutely agree with you. I mean, it's like you said, they got the best defense in the league right now, and they're playing at home. Big Ben can only do so much. Baltimore's going to take this game. It's undoubtedly going to take this game. They've been stopping everybody. Defense is going to win the game. It's going to be less than 35 combined points scored in this game.
That's very possible.
James
Jimmy
Conner.
Smith coming back at corner was a huge thing for them. They just got reinforcements, and they were already pretty good. So
James Conner has a better stat line than Le'Veon Bell did this time last year.
Yep, absolutely.
Antonio Brown, fire up chips, taking the Steelers.
You're wrong.
I'm right.
I think you're wrong, too.
You're wrong. You know what, Justin? I'm done.
Talk later, Bobs.
Later, dude. Thanks for coming
You
out.
cut
man.
me off right now?
Yeah, that's all we got for you, dude. We're about done.
All right.
Later, buddy.
All right, boys. Appreciate the time on the Matt and Muse.
Our pleasure. Happy to make your dreams come true.
All right, guys. I'll see you at work on Friday.
Sounds good.
For the record, it was USF that lost, not UCF. That's what I had
You're
screwed
in
up.
Southern Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I told you, I was on the golf course.
I'm glad you're fact checking yourself.
Somebody fact checked me. I did not fact check myself.
So, what?
Somebody else told me I was wrong.
Oh, online.
Yeah,
That happens. You're wrong most of the time.
I know. I just tell myself I'm right
Tell yourself you're pretty too.
every day.
Every day. Whatever works, right?
Is that a rim shot for me?
Yeah. All right. Make sure you go to Facebook, share this post. You can be on just like Justin was next week as we make our picks.
Everybody wants to be like Justin.
Yep. No, they don't. A lot of good games. I think. Yeah, no, not really. But hey, it'll be fun. Love to have you on.
Make it really enticing for
Right?
them.
We'll have a good time. Hey, if you want to come in studio, maybe we'll invite you. Who knows?
Depends who you are.
Yeah.
If you bathed. I didn't. There can only be one smelly person here.
That's why no one knows Matt's actually at his house right now. We're
Yeah.
streaming this. All right. You can always reach us by email, mattmuse@gmail.com. Call our text, 989-372-1391. 989-372-1391. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Matt Muse, mattmuse.com. All our episodes, Spotify, iHeart. Nope, not iHeartRadio yet. We're still trying on that one. Google, Apple, all the good ones. We'll be back on Monday.
See ya.
That was the Matt Muse Show. Thank you for listening.